Good evening, I'm Carolyn Sim. Residents living near an illegal rubbish dump in East London say they fear for their health after an ITV News London investigation discovered high levels of toxic fumes in the area. The 35-acre site at Launders Lane in Rainham has been on fire for 10 years. Locals say they're getting nosebleeds, coughs and lung problems. Sam Holder has this special report.
The site is 35 acres. Up to 3 houses deep. What's on fire, nobody knows, but it seems to never stop burning. For 20 years, Launders Lane in Rainham was an illegal rubbish dump. At some point, around a decade ago, it was set alight. At times, the smoke is far worse than others. This summer, huge flames led to it being visible for miles, choking nearby streets. The people living here fear the air they breathe is poisoning them. So we decided to investigate. Christine has lung cancer. She was diagnosed a year after moving in with her son David, who lives close to the site. There's no evidence the two are linked, but the smoke is so bad, her consultant has told her to wear a mask even when indoors.
And it's like the invisible enemy. You don't know what is attacking you. All right, I'm 74, I've got a few years left, but my grandson's only 6. And he's breathing it in, and everybody in Rainham, they have nosebleeds, sore throats, difficult in breathing.
He goes to the school right round the corner, and what can I do unless I put him in a mask all the time? I'm scared what he's breathing in. I don't know what his future is going to hold, what sort of complications this is going to impose on him in the future. It's a horrible feeling. I feel trapped, that I can't do anything about it. We just need some help from someone. We need someone to stand up, take accountability.
Anything could lie below these spewing columns of smoke. The former owner was jailed for drug and weapon smuggling. He used the site for storage. This playground is just a field away from the actual fire. And on certain days, you can almost taste the smoke. The way residents describe it is a kind of drying, acrid sensation at the back of the throat. And what they want to know is exactly what kind of pollution is coming off the site and what kind of effect it's having on their health and the health of their children. I got in touch with a team of environmental scientists at UCL. Dr. Elizabeth Cooper agreed to put in measuring equipment at David's house, about 400 metres from the smoke. We monitored for 2 of the most damaging types of air pollution, both invisible to the naked eye. PM10 particles are just 10 microns across, so can easily get into the lungs. We found that in Rainham, average readings over the week we monitored were 16 micrograms per metre cubed. But next to the fire, it was 85% higher, on average nearly 30 micrograms. PM 2.5 particles are even smaller. They can potentially cause cancer, lung and heart disease and strokes. The average reading in Rainham was just over 9 micrograms per metre cubed. At Launders Lane, our exclusive research found dangerous particulate matter was 70% higher, a mean of almost 16 micrograms, 3 times higher than the current World Health Organization guidelines.
If these levels are truly staying this high or higher, then it's, I think it's an unacceptable risk in the community. I mean, there's lots of things that these compounds, they get deep into our systems. Some of them can pass into our brain across the blood-brain barrier, so they affect all our organs.
We only monitored the site for 9 days, so these are just initial results. The UCL team also analysed health data in the area. Again, these are preliminary results, but they found that rates of COPD, a group of serious lung conditions, are 50% higher in Rainham than the rest of London. Ella Kissy-Deborah was the first person to have air pollution listed as a cause of death. Her mum, Rosamond, wants urgent action now in Rainham.
We, as a nation, are judged by how we treat those most vulnerable. If you're stuck there, imagine living there and breathing that in on a daily basis. Unless we clean up the air, more people like my daughter are going to die. And that's where we are now. It is absolutely appalling this is going on.
The council and the Environment Agency are aware of the site, of the smoke in Rainham. The issue is that the cost to fix this problem is more than £10 million.
Well, Sam Holder will bring us more on that story tomorrow. 2 men have been found guilty of murdering an elderly businesswoman in Barnet and trying to steal her life savings. Louise Cam was strangled and dumped in a wheelie bin after being lured to a house she owned in July 2021. Kusai Al-Yundi and Mohammed El Aboud then boasted about her death on social media.
Has sold her car after he's killed her, used the proceeds of that sale to buy himself new clothes, and the day after has shown all of his TikTok followers in his new clothes gyrating and dancing in front of a camera, knowing that the day before he's killed Louise and disposed of her body unceremoniously in a rubbish bin, and completely heartless and callous, despicable crime.
Train companies have made what they say is a best and final offer to the RMT union in a bid to end long-running strike action. It includes a 9% pay rise over 2 years. The RMT says it will consider the offer ahead of plans to walk out on the 1st and 3rd of February. A burst water main has flooded streets in Chiswick. 3 fire engines were called to Bath Road this morning, where people had been forced to wade through the water. Now, this time next week, thousands of school children across the capital will have done something to make them feel proud. They're performing with Heather Small at the O2, and today she dropped into a school in Greenwich for their final rehearsals. Daniel Henry was there.
They're singing for the show of a lifetime.
What have you done today to make you feel proud?
Practicing in the school hall with the help of Heather Small.
Singing with Heather Small was actually great because I never thought I'd actually meet a celebrity, let alone sing with one. She's a really great singer.
Next week, they'll join thousands of children at the O2 for a very special set called Young Voices.
This is an arena tour and it's everything. There's the lights, you know, nothing is spared. We don't think to ourselves, we don't talk down to the children, and we don't give them half measures. They get the best, and that's what really made me want to join Young Voices, because it's treating children with the respect and the love and the care that they deserve.
Let me hear ya. What have you done today to make you feel proud?
They will be at the O2 singing in an arena, and it really doesn't get better than that, and I would know.
Head teacher James Thompson agrees. Hawksmoor Primary has never seen anything like it.
We're based in Thamesmead in South East London. I think over the years Thamesmead's had some quite bad press, which is a real shame, because when you're getting opportunities to work with people like Heather Small coming in and singing with our wonderful children, they're bringing that opportunity they've had and the learning they're doing back into the classroom, and that's all based on off the back of we've had this opportunity.
Tickets for Tuesday have sold out. Something this lot might have to get used to. Daniel Henry, ITV News.
Love it. Now let's take a look at the weather with Phillipa Drew.
ITV London weekday weather is sponsored by Octopus Electric Vehicles. Car, charger and energy.
Good evening. It certainly has been another bitterly cold day outside today, and more of the same to come through the next few days. The emphasis certainly on dry and fine conditions, but very much on the chilly side with overnight frosts as well. And that will certainly be the case through this evening and tonight. So largely dry conditions, but clear skies developing overhead, and underneath those clear skies, temperatures widely falling comfortably below freezing. Some rural spots even lower than these values might suggest. So by dawn, a widespread frost, some icy stretches on untreated roads and pavements, and perhaps a little mist and fog in places as well. But most of that will gradually melt and fade tomorrow morning. However, I suspect the frost could linger all day in some shady spots, because it will be another chilly one. Highs tomorrow a little up on today's values, but 5 or 6 Celsius at best. Add on any kind of breeze and feeling quite a bit colder still. And then it'll be a repeat performance really overnight into Saturday. So holding on to dry and fairly clear conditions, giving another widespread frost. And again on Saturday itself, that frost gradually lifting to leave us with another dry, bright, if somewhat chilly day.
ITV London weekday weather is sponsored by Octopus Electric Vehicles.
And that's it from us. We're back tomorrow with updates in Good Morning Britain. Until then, good night.